Attention, Mountaineer family. The commencement ceremony is about to begin. At this time, please locate the nearest emergency exit. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices, and turn your attention to the outstanding students who are the focus of this day. This is their moment to shine, so please give them and their many accomplishments your full attention. Now, let's get ready to welcome our graduates.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. Comes now the College of Law to present its 146th graduating class. Would all present rise for the procession of graduates, the faculty of the College of Law, and university officials. Please welcome members of the faculty and platform party, members of the West Virginia University Board of Governors and Senior University Administration, Vincent Carty, Professor of the Year and today's commencement speaker, Thomas Haywood, honorary degree recipient, Joshua Hall, Milan Puskar Dean, John Chambers College of Business and Economics, Amelia Reinhardt, William J. Meyer, Dean of the WVU College of Law. Grand Marshal of University Commencement, Chad Proudfoot. And Dr. E. Gordon Gee, President of West Virginia University.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Our alma mater, the home of mountain leaves, sing we of thy honor, everlasting through thy years. Our alma mater, we pledge in song to you. Hail, all hail our alma mater, West Virginia.
Good morning. It is my honor and privilege as the William J. Mayer Jr. Dean of the West Virginia University College of Law to welcome you to our celebration of today's graduates. Since 1878, the WVU College of Law has followed its land-grant mission to serve communities by educating lawyers and leaders for the state of West Virginia. Our program of legal education and its graduates commit themselves to transforming lives through leadership and service, and do so with honor and civility within the legal profession. Today, our 2024 graduates end their journey here and begin a new one as legal professionals and lawyers across the world. The elaborate pageantry of celebrations like this offer the opportunity to reflect on the time we have spent together with our graduates and to honor this day as a milestone for them and for all of us. These graduates began law school with a pandemic still ever present in the world and impacting their daily lives. They have endured as much disruption and difficulty as the rest of us. Despite the turmoil around them, as law students, they tended to their studies, to their professional work, and to their relationships with each other, the law school community, and with all of you with remarkable grace and kindness. We could not be prouder of them. We recognize that our graduates would not be here today but for the support and sacrifice of so many people, including all of you here today, who are just as proud as we are. Parents and guardians, partners, significant others, children and grandchildren, nieces, nephews, uncles, aunts, relatives of all sorts, friends new and old, our students relied on your advice, your meals, your check-ins, your cheerleading, your shoulders to cry on, and so much more. I invite the graduates and our platform party to join us in applauding how much you all have given to our graduates. Thank you all so very much for your love and encouragement of our graduates, and thank you for joining them and us today. It is your day too. This morning, a number of distinguished guests join us, and with pleasure, we welcome these members of the platform party and President Gee. I should have told everyone to sit. They played the national anthem before I started, so I apologize. Many of our graduates wear colored cords to represent the activities they have participated in and the honors they have earned during their College of Law careers. Those graduates who served in our nation's armed forces with valor and sacrifice are wearing red, white, and blue cords in tribute to their selfless service. Many of our faculty and staff also have served in the armed forces. Please join me in thanking all of our veterans, including those in the audience, for their dedication and service to our great nation. Our commencement ceremony includes a hooding ritual that originated in the Middle Ages. In honor of this time-honored tradition, we will invest the members of the class of 2024 with a hood in the color purple, representing the academic discipline of law. This confirms that our graduates have been found, qualified, and worthy to receive the degree of Doctor of Jurisprudence. We will now present our Justitia Officium honorees.
The Justitia Officium Award is given each year in recognition of outstanding contributions and service to the legal profession. It is the highest honor the WVU College of Law can bestow upon an individual. A plaque in the College of Law's lobby bears the names of all Justitia Officium recipients. Today, we are pleased to present the Justitia Officium Award to two individuals whose lives and careers represented the very best of our profession. Both of our honorees this year are posthumous honorees. Our first posthumous recipient of the Justitia Officium Award today is Catherine "Cat" McConnell. Cat served as the executive director of the West Virginia Senior Legal Aid Organization for over 25 years. She was a 1995 graduate of the West Virginia University College of Law and a beloved figure and stalwart in the West Virginia public interest law community. Cat grew up in Woodbridge, Virginia, and moved to West Virginia for college in 1984. She received her undergraduate degree in music theory and composition from WVU before going on to obtain her law degree from the WVU College of Law. Cat was easily identified by her long, flowing hair that she hadn't cut in decades, her wardrobe full of colorful tie-dyes, and her beautiful singing voice. Cat's many joys included the Grateful Dead, ramp dinners, the Beatles, sci-fi books, porch swinging with her grandson Ollie, the word dude, gardening and canning, and peace. She was a fierce advocate for disability rights and environmental justice. She was skeptical, considerate, generous, stubborn, and loving. One of Cat's clients shared this: "There are those people we meet as we move along life's path who leave a lasting imprint on our hearts. They are kind, they are compassionate, they are courageous defenders of those who are vulnerable or unable to fend for themselves. They are the people we want to be like when we grow up." That was Cat McConnell. She was the very first person many of us thought of when we had a question about legal processes and resources. Cat was a strong and fearless advocate for West Virginia's older adults. She traveled the state providing trainings and programs on legal tools that older adults could use to express themselves and their wishes, and was a strong voice for those who needed help. Cat was down to earth and generous. She was unlike any lawyer I had ever met or have met since. Cat was a talented musician who shared her talents of voice and strings across the state. She was a loving mom and had just become a grandmother. Cat was a good friend and a knowledgeable and trusted colleague. We have lost a great soul. West Virginia's older adults have lost one of the strongest advocates they have had or will have. Cat is irreplaceable. We are much better people for having known her. Please join me in recognizing Cat's daughter, Olivia, and her mother, Susan Longstreet, who are here today to accept this award on her behalf. Our second recipient of the Justitia Officium Award today is the Honorable Joanna Tabbitt. A Charleston native, Judge Tabbitt earned her bachelor's degree in business administration from Marshall University in 1983 and her law degree from the West Virginia University College of Law in 1986. She began her legal career in 1986 as a personal law clerk to former Supreme Court Justice Thomas E. McHugh. Following her clerkship, she served as an assistant and then as Deputy Attorney General of the Appellate Division in the Office of the Attorney General from 1989 to 1992 under the administrations of Attorneys General Roger Tompkins and Mario Palumbo. In 1992, Judge Tabbitt joined the law firm of Steptoe & Johnson PLLC, where she was a member attorney until October 2014, when she was appointed to the Kanawha County bench by Governor Earl Ray Tomblin. She was then elected to the bench in 2016. Judge Tabbitt also worked as an adjunct lecturer teaching summer appellate advocacy classes for the West Virginia University College of Law. She was also active in professional and civic organizations. Among other things, she served as co-chair of the Campaign for Legal Aid of West Virginia, served on the board of directors for the YWCA of Charleston, chaired the Access to Justice Foundation, served as a member of the Board of Governors of the West Virginia State Bar, and served as a commissioner on the City of Charleston Human Rights Commission. While in private practice, Judge Tabbitt was rated an AV lawyer by Martindale Hubbell and recognized by Chambers USA as a leader in the field with a specialty in commercial litigation. Additionally, she was recognized by the Best Lawyers in America and super lawyers in various practice areas. At the time of her death, Judge Tabbitt was chair of the Mass Litigation Panel, a member of the Juvenile Justice Commission, and a former member of the Business Court Division. In a press release issued by the West Virginia Supreme Court, Judge Tabbitt was remembered by her colleagues in this way. Judge Joanna Tabbitt was a beloved West Virginian and member of our judiciary family, said Chief Justice Beth Walker. I always admired her commitment to her work, warm sense of humor, and generous spirit. She mentored so many younger lawyers, including me, and our hearts are heavy today. Justice John Hutchison said, I have known and worked with Judge Tabbitt for 30 years. I know her to have been one of the best trial attorneys West Virginia has ever seen, and I've also known her as one of the finest judges that West Virginia has ever had. Please join me in recognizing Judge Tabbitt's sister, Diana White, and friend, Mark Beckett, who are here today to accept this award on her behalf.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the 2024 class president, Clarence Moore. Clarence will introduce Professor Vince Carty, the member of our faculty who is voted by the graduating class to receive the award of Professor of the Year. Clarence.
Before I begin, I'd like to have a moment of silence as we remember those of our loved ones who are no longer here with us today, that we wish were still here with us to share this moment. Thank you. Now that the room is complete, Dean Reinhardt, faculty, distinguished guests, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. When preparing these remarks and considering a word or phrase to describe our class, the first word that came to mind was dream chasers. At one point in each of our lives, we decided that completing law school was our goal, our dream. And from that point forward, we did what it took to make our dream come to reality. We chased our dream. It was not long ago, August 12th, 2021 to be exact, that we were ushered into the Lugar courtroom for orientation. For some of us, that was the first time that we realized that our dream was coming to reality. Not long after that, we began as first-year law students. And I think it's safe to say that none of us could have predicted what the next few years of our lives would entail. Of course, we knew law school consisted of a lot of reading and that those cold calls were coming. But what we couldn't have predicted was everything else that law school would entail. Law school forced us to consider perspectives that we may not have ever considered otherwise. Law school required us to use our critical thinking abilities in ways that we had never been asked to do so before. Most importantly, law school created a safe environment that allowed us to grow intellectually. As a result, these past few years have prepared and molded us for what is ahead as we enter society as fresh graduates. Class of 2024, today we celebrate this goal, this dream. Next, we must apply the knowledge, information, and perspective that we've gained these past few years and apply it throughout the rest of our lives. As we leave Law School Hill, jump on these country roads, chase our next dream, and begin to impact the world. Dream chasers, keep chasing. Our ability to accomplish our dreams would not have been possible without the guidance and assistance from our professors. Some of those professors went above and beyond what their jobs required to help us complete and chase our dream. Today, as class president, I have the honor and the privilege to introduce one of those professors and this year's Professor of the Year. Iconic. There's no better word to describe the 2024 Professor of the Year. Iconic. He's been a leading scholar and professor for 57 years at the West Virginia University College of Law, and in all of that time, he's never produced a dull moment. In addition to being an icon, he too is a dream chaser. When I asked him how chasing his dreams has impacted his life, he looked at me, his eyes got real lit, and he said, "Clarence, I'm so blessed to have been able to accomplish so many of my dreams and to be living out my dreams. Heck, I'm still living out my dreams to this day." What students love about him, both past and present, is the fact that he strives daily to help us as students to see our greatest potentials, and also we love him because he makes himself available to us whenever we need him. When I asked my classmates to describe him, the descriptions ranged from legend and inspiring to stylish and brilliant, all of which are accurate. With that said, it is now my esteemed honor to introduce to you the 2024 Professor of the Year, a magnificent man, scholar, and professor, the icon, Mr. Vincent P. Carty.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, class of 2024. Now that your 3 years of law school have come to a close and you're filled with pride and a sense of accomplishment, many of you will, on occasion, I'm sure, feel a tug in the back of your mind, asking, am I up to this? Can I really become the kind of lawyer that I want to be? It's a natural feeling, one that many people have as they embark on life's career. I asked a former student of mine many years ago what he thought it takes to be a good lawyer. A West Virginian, a graduate of an elite Ivy League school and of this College of Law. My friend had practiced commercial law for 25 years. He was as smart and as wise as they come. He replied, "Vince, it's just not that hard to be a good lawyer. All you have to do is show up for work, do the work, and return phone calls, and get involved in the community. It's that simple." Over the years, I've thought about what my friend said, and I've wondered, is it really that simple? Is that all it really takes to be a good lawyer? What did my friend mean when he said, show up for work? Well, show up on time and when needed. Show up and stay. Be available. Listen to your client. It means separating your own desires from those of your client, not urging settlement because you have a vacation planned, or because you were worried about collecting your fee, or because you just don't like working with this client. Show up day in and day out. Show up with enthusiasm, with a positive attitude. This is what I'm about. I'm a lawyer. I have people who need my help, and I want to get at it. Do the work. Law is a service profession. You are retained to help your clients. When you agree to represent a client, you agree to undertake a professional responsibility for that client's legal problems. This means caring about your client, or at least caring about their legal problems. This includes promptly attending to the client. When you agree to represent a client, that client and her legal problems become the most important thing to you, more important than your desires, more important than your law partners, more important than the interests of other clients. You have been entrusted with the client's legal problems. And subject only to the law, the rules of professional ethics, and your conscience, you must represent the client with conviction and passion. The single most common complaint made by clients to state bar associations is, "I can't get a hold of my lawyer. She won't return my phone calls." Your responsibility starts here. Return phone calls. Be honest with your clients. What does this mean? Well, for one, it means following the rules of professional responsibility. It means telling your client the problems with his or her case. Being straight with your client, always telling the truth. Delivering excellent service at a reasonable fee, never charging for unnecessary work. Where do lawyers learn to value a strong and consistent work ethic? The work habit of showing up, doing the work, returning phone calls, attending to responsibility, and being honest with their clients? I know where most of you learned it. You learned it from your mother. You learned it from your father. You learned it from your grandparents. You learned it from your teachers and coaches, from your pastor. And for some of you, it came from an intangible spark within you. Most of you had this characteristic when you showed up at law school. Law school may have tested it for some of you, may have cemented it for others, but for most of you, a strong work ethic was as much a part of you when you walked through that law school door as the smile on your face. And then the faculty began to show you the process and substance of doing legal work. We guided you in learning how to read in a new way, how to think in a new way, how to write in a new way. What does do the work as a lawyer mean? It means calling upon your knowledge of the principles of constitutional law, contracts, torts, criminal law, and identifying the legal issues when your client tells you the story. It means taking what you've learned about legal methodology and the legal process and bringing your new analytical skills to tasks, gather the facts, assemble the story of what happened, locate statutes, cases, rules, and principles, sift, analyze, argue. It means doing all of this against the background of furthering the interests of your client. And this with an eye to the cause of fairness, equity, and justice. We only had you for 3 years. You will build on this foundation heavily in the next several years and then throughout your life in the law. Why did my friends say get involved in the community? Well, becoming involved in the community will help you understand the milieu and characteristics of people with whom you will negotiate on behalf of your clients and who will be on their juries and agency boards and who will be able to help your client. Certainly, my friend was also referring to a lawyer's duty to give to the public. He began his career working for Legal Aid and throughout his life devoted countless hours to pro bono work and serving on legal aid boards. Is my friend's list the complete list of what it takes to be a good lawyer? Well, no. I would add organization. Law is complicated. Cases are complicated. Being organized will also help you to juggle your busy work schedule. Courage, not just the courage to represent the accused in a horrible crime, but the courage to aggressively represent your client against groups who may treat you and your client with contempt. The courage to represent the client when their cause is unpopular. The courage to forge ahead when doubts about your position creep in. And as you know, creep in they will. And the courage to believe in yourself. Mistakes happen. Accept them, learn from them, and move on. Independence. You represent your client. The courts, the law, and the ethical standards of your profession. You, no one else, have the responsibility for the decisions you make and the actions you take. If your client or a senior partner or someone else pressures you to violate this responsibility, you have to say no. And financial, ethical, and moral independence will help you do so. Teamwork. You must be able to work well with others, your client, witnesses, experts, and lawyers. Finally, devotion to protecting and strengthening the rule of law. The rule of law is a fundamental principle of this great country, holding that all persons and entities, including governments, are accountable to laws that are publicly promulgated, equally applied, independently adjudicated, and consistent with principles of human rights. The rule of law is under attack today in this country and around the world. As lawyers, you have a special role and a special duty to uphold and promote the rule of law, reminding people of the value of the rule of law in maintaining the strength, health, and well-being of our society. When you ask yourself, can I really become the kind of lawyer I want to be? My response is, trust that you are enough right now. What got you here today will get you there tomorrow. What your mom and dad saw in you, taught you, hoped for you, and wished for you, you have become. You are the person who can and will handle the responsibility of taking care of other people's legal problems. The best of what your family and friends have said and thought about you is a part of you. The law school has played only a small part in molding you into the person who will go out into the world as a lawyer to serve yourself, your family, your clients, and your community. We have been honored to play this part. Each graduation is a happy time, but also a sad one. faces that we see every day, people we talk to, friends that we have made, will soon leave for other places. It is in some ways bittersweet also for the faculty and for me. We care about you, and we will miss you. As you are proud of yourselves, we are, of course, proud of you. Don't be a stranger. Call to let us know what you're doing. Call the question about contracts or secure transactions. I can just as easily tell you over the phone as I told you in class. Well, it depends. I thank you for the honor of being asked to address you today. On behalf of the College of Law, congratulations.
Vince Carty, ladies and gentlemen. There will never be another. At this time, please welcome President Gee to the podium for a special presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Vince, 57 years, that's a long time. 47 years ago, I came here. He was just very young then, so was I. I might note that he was on the search committee, as was Bob Bastris, so if you have any problems with me, blame them. So I'm very proud of Vince and what he has done. He's been an iconic member of our faculty, but also a great citizen of our university. And so, Vince, I just want to congratulate you. And what a remarkable achievement after 57 years to still be considered as a faculty member that all these students admire. So congratulations to you, my friend. Will Tom Haywood please come forward? Tom? Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas A. Hayward is Chair of Business Development for the law firm Bowles Rice and served as Managing Partner from 2008 to 2022. He has significant experience in healthcare, banking, and corporate and commercial law, and is frequently called upon by clients and community leaders for advice on business matters related to acquisitions, divestitures, and other transactional matters. An experienced facilitator, he regularly assists businesses and organizations in strategic planning. Having served as Chief of Staff to the Honorable Gaston Caperton, former Governor of West Virginia, Hayward has extensive experience working with government officials at the federal, state, and local levels, and is an active member of the Bowles Rice Government Relations team. He serves on many charitable and nonprofit boards and actively participates in business and economic development organizations and trade associations, including the Claude Worthington Benedum Foundation, the Discover the Real West Virginia Foundation, the West Virginia Roundtable, the West Virginia Manufacturers Association, the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce, and West Virginia University Health System. Tom, that just exhausts me if you want to know the truth. So Tom Haywood is active as a leader in many civic initiatives and organizations and has received awards for his public service, including the Generation West Virginia Lifetime Achievement Award, the Lawyers and Leaders Award from West Virginia Executive Magazine and our university, and of course, the YMCA Spirit of the Valley Award and designation as one of the 10 most influential business leaders in West Virginia by the State Journal. He received his Bachelor of Arts degree with distinction from Stanford University, where he earned membership in Phi Beta Kappa, and his Doctor of Jurisprudence from Harvard Law School, where he was editor of the Harvard International Law Journal. Recognizing his leadership in both law and business, our university is proud to present him with 2 honorary degrees, a most unusual occurrence. So Thomas A. Haywood, on this day, May 10th, 2024, in recognition of your distinguished career and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Law, honoris causa, and the Doctor of Business, honoris causa, with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Haywood. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Haywood.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gee, Dean Reinhardt, Dean Hall, for this incredible honor. I extend my hearty congratulations to all graduates and their families. It is a great day to be a Mountaineer.
All right, for the past 3 years, the faculty has been central in the transformation of these graduates from students to men and women on the threshold of a career as lawyers. My faculty colleagues and I are so very happy that we have had the privilege of teaching these students. At this time, I would like for the faculty of the College of Law to please stand and be acknowledged. President Gee will be conferring the degrees today. We are honored that President Gee has chosen the College of Law's ceremony as one of the ceremonies that he will preside over this weekend. Our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, John Taylor, will be reading the names of the graduates. The graduates will then be presented with their academic hoods. Some of our graduates today will be hooded by family members who are past graduates of the WVU College of Law or graduates of another law school. This is a long-standing and meaningful tradition at the College of Law. I will have the honor of hooding the other members of the class of 2024. We welcome your participation in this celebration as you share with your loved ones the accomplishments that we recognize today. We invite you to express your enthusiasm in an appropriate way, and if you would like, you may come forward to take your pictures as your graduate receives his or her hood. However, I ask that you please hold your applause until after the name and the achievements of each graduate have been read. So, my script says let's begin, but I'm going to say let's go. Okay, that too. All right, President Gee.
Jarek Allen, Delaware, Ohio, Lugar Trial Association, West Virginia Innocence Project, President, Student Attorneys of the West Virginia Innocence Project. Christopher Arnold, Falling Waters, West Virginia, Child and Family Law Advocacy Clinic. Emmanuel Bacchus, Frametown, West Virginia, Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic, National Runner-Up, American Bar Association Law Student Tax Challenge. Taylor Bacchus, Grafton, West Virginia, Immigration Law Clinic. Ryan Bedmaev, Webster Springs, West Virginia. Samantha Barney, Follinsby, West Virginia, Public Interest Law Concentration, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. Samantha will be hooded by her father, Adam Barney, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 2012. Rosa Bake, Winter Garden, Florida, Labor and Employment Law Concentration, Moot Court, President, American Constitution Society, Postgraduate Fellowship Award winner, West Virginia Fund for Law in the Public Interest. Daniel Booth, Pipestem, West Virginia. Natalie Bowman, St. Albans, West Virginia, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Natalie will be hooded by her mother, Cynthia Bowman, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1994. Corey Bunch, Lake Floyd, West Virginia. Isabel Burden, Harrisonburg, Virginia. West Virginia Law Review, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Jessup International Moot Court, Order of the Barristers. Isabel will be hooded by her father, Jared Burden, University of Virginia College of Law graduate, 1987. Nathaniel Burdett, Charleston, West Virginia, Energy and Sustainability Law Concentration, Land Use and Sustainable Development Law Clinic. Jacob Burgess, Fort Wayne, Indiana, President, West Virginia Association for Justice, Veterans Clinic, Ethics Council. Carolyn Castle, Charlestown, West Virginia. Sarah Abby Collier, Glen Allen, Virginia, West Virginia Law Review, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Tyler Tyler Compston, Rock Creek, West Virginia, President, Energy Law Association. Tyler will be hooded by his mother, Cynthia Gerald Compston, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1985. Parker D'Antoni, St. Albans, West Virginia, Lugar Trial Association, Order of the Barristers. Parker will be hooded by his father, Mark D'Antoni, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1987. Raquel Davis, Morgantown, West Virginia. Moot Court, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, President, Hispanic Law Student Association, President, Non-Traditional Law Student Association, Pro Bono Service Award, Order of the Coif. Raquel will be hooded by her father, Milton Velez, Temple University College of Law graduate, 1990. Alexa Doria, Troy, Michigan. Moot Court, Lugar Trial Association, winner, Lugar Cup, Order of the Barristers. Alexa will be hooded by her mother, Maria Doria, University of Detroit Mercy, School of Law graduate, 1996. Colin Dunn, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Order of the Coif. Will Durbin, Beaufort, South Carolina. Beaufort, South Carolina. I'm from North Carolina, I should know that. Jenna Fonner, Weirton, West Virginia, President, Sports and Entertainment Law Society, the American Bar Association Bloomberg B&A Award for Excellence in Labor and Employment Law. Jenna will be hooded by her uncle, Ronald Fonner, Duquesne University Klein School of Law graduate, 1994. Veronica Fergale, Clarksburg, West Virginia, Labor and Employment Law concentration. Andrew Funk, Bridgeport, West Virginia, dual degree JD MBA. Jacqueline Gellner, Glendale, West Virginia, West Virginia Law Review, President, Veterans and Military Advocacy Group, Thomas N. Chambers Award in Taxation, Order of the Coif. Jacqueline will be hooded by her father, Greg Gellner, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1987. Victoria Januso, Cecil, Pennsylvania, Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Alex Glover, New Martinsville, West Virginia, Ethics Council, Pro Bono Service Award. Jack Andrew Gonzer, Wilmington, Delaware, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Jack Andrew will be hooded by his father, Andrew Gonzer, Widener University School of Law graduate, 2006. Philip Gooden, Worthington, West Virginia, Lugar Trial Association Immigration Law Clinic. James Gould, Charleston, West Virginia, West Virginia Innocence Project, President, Student Attorneys of the West Virginia Innocence Project. Augustus Graff, Ghent, West Virginia, Moot Court, Baker Cup runner-up, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Order of the Barristers. Augustus will be hooded by his grandfather, K. Paul Davis, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1968. Shannon Hahn, Lost River, West Virginia, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, President, Community Service Council. Tess Hardesty, Round Hill, Virginia, Lugar Trial Association, Veterans Clinic, President, Intellectual Property Law Society, President, Health Law Society, Pro Bono Service Award. Hannah Hebel, Morgantown, West Virginia, Energy and Sustainable Development Law Concentration, Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Hannah will be hooded by her stepfather, Jason Walls, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 2005. Spencer Honaker, Bridgeport, West Virginia, Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Spencer will be hooded by his mother, Stacy Honaker, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 2004. Denver Huff, Houston, Texas, Veterans Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. Noah Huggins, Charlotte, North Carolina, Veterans Clinic. Noah will be hooded by his father, Randall Huggins, Tulsa University College of Law graduate, 1997. Morgan Hewitt, Martinsburg, West Virginia, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Morgan will be hooded by her mother, Canette Petrie, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1991. Andrea Idler, Morgantown, West Virginia, Lugar Trial Association, Order of the Coif. Andrea will be hooded by her brother, Nicholas Idler, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 2018. Darian Kashanika, Stafford, Virginia, Moot Court. Catherine Kay, Charleston, West Virginia. West Virginia Law Review, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. Mary Catherine will be hooded by her father, Craig Kay, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1988. Heather Keith, Williamsburg, Virginia, Public Interest Law Concentration, Pro Bono Service Award. Colin Kelly, Ashburn, Virginia, Veterans Clinic, Order of the Coif. King, Jane Lou, West Virginia, Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Rachel Levengood, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Public Interest Law Concentration, West Virginia Innocence Project, Pro Bono Service Project, Order of the Coif. Jackie Markwood, Oakland, Maryland. John Martin, Orlando, Florida, Joint Degree JD MPA, President, International Law Students Association, President, Homeland Security and Intelligence Law Students Association. Kenneth May, Kearneysville, West Virginia, Public Interest Law Concentration, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. James Mazzone, Weirton, West Virginia, West Virginia Law Review, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Order of the Coif. James will be hooded by his father, the Honorable James P. Mazzone, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1988. Katie McClung, Morgantown, West Virginia, Public Interest Law Concentration, West Virginia Innocence Project, Postgraduate Fellowship Award winner, West Virginia Fund for Law and the Public Interest, Pro Bono Service Award. Katie will be hooded by her fiance, Joseph Bortolucci, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 2022. Kaylee McMullen, Moundsville, West Virginia, Labor and Employment Law Concentration. Thomas Miles, Clarksburg, West Virginia, Pro Bono Service Award. Clarence Joseph Moore, Moreno Valley, California, Public Interest Concentration, Lugar Trial Association, West Virginia Innocence Project, President, Class of 2024, President, Black Law Students Association, President, Criminal Law Society, College of Law Senator, Student Government Association, Pro Bono Service Award, Order of the Barristers. Charlotte Murphy, Zebulon, North Carolina. Dual degree, JD MPA, Luger Trial Association. Marley Nash, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Kinsey Novak Booth, Appalachian, New York. West Virginia Law Review, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Order of the Coif. Brady O'Sale, Bluefield, West Virginia Law Review. Emily Ogden, Bridgeport, West Virginia. Public Interest Law Concentration, West Virginia Law Review, West Virginia Innocence Project. President, Public Interest Advocates, Pro Bono Service Award. Taylor Hours, Barboursville, West Virginia. Moot Court, United States Supreme Court Clinic. President, Society of Artificial Intelligence and the Law, Order of the Barristers. Luca Paternostro, Charleston, West Virginia. Luger Trial Association, Veterans Clinic, President, Alternative Dispute Resolution Society. Luca will be hooded by his father, Andrew Paternostro, University of Pittsburgh School of Law graduate, 1990. Sierra Peacock, Roanoke, Virginia. Moot Court, West Virginia Law Review. Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. President, Environmental Law Society. Order of the Coif, Order of the Barristers. Nicholas Perrone, Spring Lake, New Jersey. Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Grayson Phillips, Craigsville, West Virginia. Brooke Pittman, Beckley, West Virginia. West Virginia Innocence Project. Elkins, West Virginia. Philip Raines, Warrenton, Virginia. Luger Trial Association, West Virginia Innocence Project. Jessica Ray, Hurricane, West Virginia. President, Tax Law Society. President, Republican National Lawyers Association. Pro Bono Service Award. Gatsby Ryder, Fairmont, West Virginia. Chase Riggs, Bridgeport, West Virginia Law Review. Chase will be hooded by his sister Carrington Riggs, West Virginia University College of Law graduate 2021. Kobe Rowland, Huntington, West Virginia, Veterans Clinic. Jacob Rosnick, Weirton, West Virginia, Veterans Clinic. Dwayne Ruggier III, Hurricane, West Virginia. Dwayne will be hooded by his father, Dwayne Ruggier II, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1998. Travis Sapp, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, West Virginia Innocence Project. Nathaniel Schumann, Morgantown, West Virginia, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Land Use and Sustainable Development Clinic. Tyler Sierzaga, Hamilton, Virginia, dual degree JD MBA. Holden Syons, Moorfield, West Virginia. Lacey Smith, St. Albans, West Virginia, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic. Stephen Smith, Watchung Hills, New Jersey, Labor and Employment Law Concentration, West Virginia Law Review, President, Labor Law Society, President, Business Law Society, Pro Bono Service Award. Zachariah Spurrier, Wellsburg, West Virginia, Moot Court, West Virginia Law Review, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award, Order of the Coif, Order of the Barristers. Justin Statz, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Faith Stone, Shepherdstown, West Virginia, Pro Bono Service Award. Faith will be hooded by her father, Robert Stone, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1994. Jamie Sullivan, Bowie, Maryland, Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic. Victoria Sullivan, Looneyville, West Virginia, Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic. Lucas Tanner, Rosedale, West Virginia, Luger Trial Association, winner, Luger Cup, Veterans Clinic. Trey Tarantini, Morgantown, West Virginia. Mackenzie Thaxton, Charleston, West Virginia. Mackenzie will be hooded by her aunt, Suzanne McGraw, Wake Forest University School of Law graduate, 1991. Caroline Toller, Grafton, West Virginia. Public Interest Law Concentration, West Virginia Law Review. Pro Bono Service Award, National Association of Women Lawyers Award. Camille Treadway, Philippi, West Virginia. West Virginia Law Review, President, Women's Leadership Council. Camille will be hooded by her father, Hunter Mullins, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1997. Stephen Treadway, Beckley, West Virginia. West Virginia Law Review, Order of the Coif. Charles Erlacher, Puyallup, Washington. Spencer Van Hoos, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Jessup International Moot Court, Immigration Law Clinic, Order of the Coif. Logan Wagner, Clarksburg, West Virginia. West Virginia Law Review, Tax Clinic, National Runner-Up, American Bar Association, Law Student Tax Challenge. Spencer Watson, Wheeling, West Virginia. Anna Williams, Bluefield, West Virginia. Moot Court, winner, Baker Cup, Order of the Barristers. Samantha Wilson, Salem, Ohio. West Virginia Law Review, Immigration Law Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. Matthew Withrow, St. Albans, West Virginia. Labor and Employment Law Concentration, West Virginia Innocence Project. Logan Watring, Morgantown, West Virginia. Public Interest Law Concentration, Lugar Trial Association, Pro Bono Service Award, Order of the Barristers. Logan will be hooded by his partner, Zoe Villasuso, West Virginia University College of Law graduate 2022. Haisha Yang, Shenzhen, China, Immigration Law Clinic. Allison Fleener, Oceana, West Virginia, President, Student Bar Association, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, Public Interest Law Concentration, Pro Bono Service Award. Catherine McCausley, Moorfield, West Virginia, President, Lugar Trial Association, Lugar Cup Trial Competition winner, West Virginia Innocence Project, Order of the Barristers. Rosalind Russell, Morgantown, West Virginia, Editor-in-Chief, West Virginia Law Review, President, Defense Trial Counsel, United States Supreme Court Clinic, Pro Bono Service Award. Rosalind will be hooded by her mother, Carrie Russell, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1987. Connor Thomas, Weston, West Virginia, Chief Justice, Moot Court, Child and Family Advocacy Clinic, Order of the Barristers. Connor will be hooded by his mother, Shannon Thomas, West Virginia University College of Law graduate, 1996.
As our 2024 hooding and commencement ceremony draws to a close, I hope that you will celebrate your many accomplishments today and in the future. You have mastered the academic demands of law school, and now you take your rightful place in the world as lawyers who transform lives in West Virginia and beyond. This is a tremendous day to celebrate tremendous accomplishments, and we're grateful to have gotten to know you. I want to invite all of you, graduates and guests, to join us immediately following this ceremony for a reception at the College of Law. It is an opportunity for you to share a few moments of camaraderie with your classmates and with us. You have had many experiences at the College of Law that will stay with you for the rest of your lives, and you have made many friends whom you will treasure for the remainder of your days. As you embark upon the practice of law, you will face many challenges and have many 3 years, my colleagues, your professors, have equipped you with the knowledge and skills necessary to succeed in the legal profession. As you leave here and embrace your future, please do so with the aspirations this law school was founded upon in 1878. That the graduates of our West Virginia Law School would do something and be something that impacts our communities and our world. I'd now like to welcome President Gee to the podium for the conferral of degrees.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are so grateful to have all of you here today, Mountaineer graduates, faculty and staff members, my colleagues. I'm delighted that we could all celebrate this West Virginia University College of Law class of 2024. Today, I begin by congratulating our graduates for the tremendous resolve, and I underline that word resolve, they have shown in achieving this milestone. Law school, as I well know, is never easy, and you started this journey while this university and the world were still grappling with the COVID pandemic. Your resilience is, to me, awe-inspiring and deserves a special round of applause. Let's give these graduates a round of applause, okay? Congratulations to you. Overcoming, I can say this, overcoming obstacles to achieve success is a skill that you have honed, and it will serve you well throughout life. Of all that you've learned here, I hope you remember one above all: commit to your purpose and work to fulfill it. That purpose may change throughout your life, and that is just fine. You have an inner compass that will point you in the right direction. Since ancient times, many cultures believed our deepest emotions and inner drives proceeded from our hearts. And while our anatomical knowledge has evolved, we still have that passion within. By heeding it and following it, we reach our destination. Or in the words of Confucius, wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. This year's honorary degree recipients have pursued purposeful lives. Tom Haywood, who you just saw, his expertise in law and business has helped both companies and governments plan strategically for the future. Other honorary degrees across campus include Senator Shelley Moore Capito, whose passion in public services included a focus on improving broadband expansion in West Virginia. Maggie Hardy, owner of Nemacolin Resort, whose passion for hospitality and tourism led her to invest in our university's program for the industry's future leaders. And Cynthia Germanata, whose passion for mental health led her to help found and lead with her daughter, Lady Gaga, the Born This Way Foundation. True success comes from embracing who you are and what you believe. As Germanata's famous daughter sang, don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. Graduates, you can fulfill your dreams by aligning your time and energy with your values and motivation. Stick to your path, and the education you received here at West Virginia University will propel you forward. The family members and friends and teachers who supported you throughout your education will continue to cheer you on. Like the heart that outlines the Mountaineer Parents Club logo, they have embraced you, and your well-being has been their constant care. Let us pause to thank them, especially those that we're honoring this weekend on Mother's Day. So let's congratulate our parents and families and friends, okay? And thank you all. We appreciate you. So as a parent and a grandparent myself, I cannot resist offering a few words of wisdom as you leave here today. First of all, obviously take initiative. Remember that you will never succeed if you never try. Like Barbie, you may sometimes wonder, what was I made for? Keep looking for the answer and never let anyone put you in a box. Put down your damn phone. Let me just say that again. Put down your damn phone and take in the world around you. Stop texting and start talking and reconnect with the human race. Spending time outdoors is good for your physical and mental health, but if you stay local, watch out for that bear at the Arboretum. Build a life. Build a life you can look back on with these words from Maya Angelou. If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded. Even if you make a few detours, your heart will lead you to this place where you belong. Now will the degree candidates from the College of Law please rise? Would all of you please rise? Graduates, yours is a field of tremendous importance, having acquired the skills to think clearly and advocate effectively. You can act as a voice to the voiceless in our public discourse. As a West Virginia University graduate, put your Mountaineer values to work solving problems and changing lives. Make service to others not just an obligation, but your passion. Nurture the curiosity that enables you to visualize new ideas, try new solutions, and blaze new paths. Respect others and search for common ground on which to build our shared future. Be accountable. Be accountable to yourself and others by working hard and maintaining the highest possible ethics. Celebrate the successes that education has put within your reach and inspire others to value the rule of law in a just society. Above all, make every day that you live an opportunity to learn. So by virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended, with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Everyone, please join me in congratulating our newest graduates.
You did it. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Please remain standing and join the class of 2024 in singing Take Me Home, Country Roads. Graduates, University Marshals will release you in an orderly manner once the platform party exits the stage after the playing of Country Roads. Thank you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Minus lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, missed a taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my